eyes today in Chit Chat.
No eyes.
No eyes.
Finally, a time I can participate and not to leave my home. Welcome to this week's edition of the Dixie Sun News at Noon. I'm Kiera Parham.
And I'm Hannah Hickman. Thanks for tuning in.
Preliminary results for the election are in, and while the presidential election is still estimated to take days, maybe even weeks, here in Utah, the big races have already had winners. The most prominent race, of course, is for governor. That position has been won by current Lieutenant Governor Spencer J. Cox with 34% of the vote. He will be Utah's first new governor in 11 years. Overall, re-election was the theme of the night, with no major upsets. Congressman Chris Stewart retained his seat as Attorney General Sean Reyes, State Senator Don Ipson, State Representative Walt Brooks, and County Commissioner Dean Cox.
And while a few races in the state remain too close to call, Utah has approved all 7 constitutional amendments. These amendments include changing the gender language to be more inclusive, removing slavery as a punishment, adding the right to hunt and fish, and expanding uses for income and property taxes.
As of this morning, Utah has had 121,485 confirmed cases of coronavirus. Statewide, the death toll has reached 625. This week, there are 55 confirmed COVID-19 cases amongst DSU students, faculty, and staff, all of whom are self-isolating. Since March, DSU has had a total of 292 confirmed and recovered cases.
COVID testing is being changed in southern Utah to address the rise in cases and demand for testing. These changes include reserving test times online, switching to mostly all saliva testing, and self-isolating until results are conclusive. Intermountain Healthcare says that it aims to improve the flow, reduce wait times, and enhance the atmosphere for both the public and for caregivers.
And the need for testing might increase after various Halloween parties across the state. Partygoers in Utah County are facing possible charges for attending a rave on Halloween. Party organizers advertised the event, but only announced the location on Halloween night. Authorities notified the event after medical assistance was required for a woman injured while crowd surfing. The party was shut down shortly after the organizers, as the organizers did not have a permit for the event.
Meanwhile, in southern Utah, social media accounts advertised Halloween parties as quarantine protests with slogans such as "Keep calm, we are already infected." Other parties, such as Down Under Dixie, required strict mask requirements and temperature checks. At the moment, it's still unclear how or if these Halloween bashes will affect the community's COVID case numbers. DSUSA is moving forward with small activities amidst coronavirus restrictions. While there has been the continued cancellation of activities and events, the Bob Ross Paint Night was held last night. DSUSA is promoting social distancing, the use of face coverings while attending events and activities, and limiting guest numbers at activities.
When the pandemic started, one DSU student took the opportunity to start his own small business. Dixie Sun reporter Jordan Palmer has more.
Chasten Lakeo is another example of the type of goal-oriented student that comes from Dixie State. Like the Phil Drinks guys, Chasten has a unique business idea of his own.
So Orion Adventures was originally called Pan Am Adventure Systems, but due to trademark issues, that wouldn't really work. Back in 2016, my dad bought a Can-Am, which is what I use as the vehicle. And I was just riding around and I was like, it'd be so cool if I had some speakers on this. And so I went to Best Buy and got some Bluetooth speakers. And then I would play like Indiana Jones. And I was like, now I need like lights and fog and all that fun stuff. And so, everybody had to go home. And then we were finishing out the semester, which totally was like crazy because everything was like forced to go online. And then I was up north where the vehicle was. And I was like, I have all this free time because Delta was giving leaves to all the employees, and they were giving unemployment, which was $600 a week. So at that time I was like, I'm not doing anything and I have all this money, like I should like invest, or I should just like play with my project. Like there's no better time for me to throw thousands of dollars at something than right now when I'm literally getting free money. It's grown from, in just such a short time, like from what it was initially to what it is now. Like it's just crazy. We created a Disneyland ride in my car tonight. So my entrepreneurship class influenced a huge jump because one of the people in that class, he comes in and he's super successful and he's like a mentor. And he said something along the lines of like, when you wake up, what do you think about? And that's what my mind went to. And I was like, okay, it's time to take this like full swing, take it seriously, and like really get something going. And so the entrepreneurship class, I think, has really like taken it from an idea and just like a fun little side project to a full-blown like reality.
For Dixie Sun News, I'm Jordan Palmer.
To book a ride, you can contact Chasten on Instagram at Orion Adventures. The woman who went missing in Zion National Park for 12 days is reportedly being investigated for fraud. The Washington County Sheriff's Department says that her story doesn't quite add up, questioning how 38-year-old Holly Cordier survived 12 days without food or water. Cordier's family responded, saying that Holly suffered a concussion, did not drink from the Virgin River due to cyanobacteria, and that the situation is being blown out of proportion.
Bail reform in Utah is raising questions about safety and privilege. The new bail guidelines, which became effective October 1st, is facing criticism because of the proponents. The wealthy, regardless of their risk, are able to bail out while poorer people have to sit in jail, despite the presumption of innocence until proven guilty. The revamped bail schedule dictates that maximum bail for a felony will be set at $5,000 for any offense, no matter the charge.
If you think you keep seeing Black Friday deals earlier and earlier, you are absolutely right. Companies such as Best Buy, Walmart, and Target are starting their online Black Friday deals early. This decision is not only to ensure the customers get their package before Christmas, but in hopes to control the amount of shoppers in stores to protect their employees. Target and Walmart have already announced that they are closing on Thanksgiving and Christmas.
Hopefully this gives people time to get their holiday shopping done faster.
It gives us introverts a chance to be able to shop and actually participate in Black Friday and stay inside.
Coming up, we have another edition of Trail Treats, followed by sports. Stay tuned.
I have a backpack.
请所有人员回到座位哈。3、
Get our print curve in. And there's the bottom.
This one have more water?
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun's gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
1, 2, 3, 4. 0.52 kilograms. This graph is great.
Pretty close.
Artemisia is all the sage brushes, but there's your needle and thread. Which one is this?
Sodium carbonate.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this.
I need a one dance.
And this.
quick.
Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
Welcome to this week's edition of Trail of Treats. This week we're going off campus, so it's off the Trail of Treats. This week we're featuring 3 different cafes, such as the French Bakery, Gaia's Garden Cafe, and Avocado West. Our first stop is the French Bakery, which is located by Texas Roadhouse and Crumble Cookies. Although it's definitely a hole in the wall, don't be confused. The French Bakery is a hidden gem. Their pastries are amazing. They're so good.
So it has pineapple, mango, banana, spinach, strawberries, and coconut water. It immediately tastes the mango. Then the next flavor I tasted was the coconut water for sure. The spinach you definitely tasted, but I think it gets canceled out with the coconut water for sure. The strawberries, but I think it's good. It's solid. I'd definitely say 8 out of 10 for sure.
I'm a big fan. First notes, impact on the tongue. We have some strong flavors. We have like the fresh soft bread with the crisp outside of this meat, and it's just dunked into this sauce, and it's just not too salty, but it's warm. It's so good. Our second stop is Gaia's Garden Cafe, which used to be a food truck named Virgin Berry. Gaia's Garden Cafe is located on 700 near Arby's and is known for its plant-based foods and acai bowls. Can I get a Godfather toast and a small lemonade, please?
Yeah.
Cheers.
Some onions and balsamic vinegar. It's a lot of flavor. It's a lot. They're messy.
I'll say it's different. Like usually I'm not a fan of tomato and like onions when they're not grilled. But it's good. It's good for something new that I haven't tried.
North Market.
You know what? Let's see. I've only experienced like different lemonades like other places. Of like not sandwich shops. Like for example, like a pizza shop, for example. Like they will usually have different lemonades there. That's probably what this lemonade reminds me of like.
Our third stop is Avocado West, which is just north of the college, but it's known for its amazing coffee drinks and even has some pastry items from the French Bakery that we already visited. So I got a medium iced snickerdoodle latte, which is espresso, coconut, brown sugar, cinnamon, and milk. So this is what I have, and they always give you a cute little espresso bean on top. So it's light, it's sweet, it's not too overpowering. I feel like it's a good coffee drink that like doesn't have chocolate in it, and you can taste the coconut notes and the cinnamon and a little bit of brown sugar. They're not the most usual pairings, but I really like them together, and I think it's a delicious drink. For Dixie Sun News, I'm Stephanie Parr.
I have a backpack.
请所有人员回到座位哈。
song, and then get our print Caribbean. And there's the bottom.
This one have more water?
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun's gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
1, 2, 3, 4. 0.52 kilograms.
This graph is square.
Pretty close.
Artemisia is all the sagebrushes, but there's your needle and thread. Which one is this?
Sodium carbonate.
Radio Dixie 91.3. We don't play that. Nope, not that. A big fat no there. That's what we play. And stuff like that. On St. George's only alternative, Radio Dixie 91.3. Oh, and from 9 till midnight, we play this.
I need a one dance.
And this. Radio Dixie 91.3 FM.
We are starting out with some breaking news from football, who has announced their schedule for spring 2021. The Trailblazers will be playing fellow Independence FCS Tarleton State at BS New Mexico State, Kennesaw State, and old RMAC rivals Fort Lewis and New Mexico Highlands. The Division I era officially starts for DSU this weekend with women's swim. The Trailblazers will be at Brigham Young University for a dual meet on Saturday. Women's swim head coach Tamara McAllister says, "We are beyond excited to have the opportunity to compete against BYU this weekend. Our athletes have been working tremendously hard and have missed competing this fall. This is a great chance for them to show their hard work, have fun, and make midseason adjustments to prepare for the back end of our season. We are very grateful for an athletic department that has taken precautions to keep our athletes healthy." What a great program to begin the D1 era for Trailblazers athletics. Preseason polls came out last week for men's and women's basketball in the Western Athletic Conference. The media and coaches in the WAC voted what teams finished where in the conference. Men's basketball was voted to finish 7th by the media and voted to finish 8th by WAC coaches. Head coach John Junkin says it was expected for his team to be ranked that low, but that's adding fire to the flame to exceed critics' expectations.
We're going to use that as fuel to our guys and say, this is where they thought you guys would be. Let's go prove them wrong. And to me, it doesn't matter where you start the season, it's where you end the season. And so that's what we're going to really focus on. But, we kind of expected that and we understand why, but we hope that we can turn some heads. And
women's basketball was voted to finish 8th by the media and WAC coaches. Head coach J.D. Gustin says his team is not fazed by the low preseason poll, and the Trailblazers are trying to be competitive as they can be, regardless if they're first or last. With the season near, DSU fans will see if the men's and women's basketball teams will silence critics and surprise the WAC. Since the schedules came out last week for men's and women's basketball, there are some games to look forward to in the upcoming season. The women's basketball games to watch out for are Brigham Young University at home on December 1st, at University of Nevada, Las Vegas on December 16th, at Southern Utah University on December 21st, the doubleheader against California Baptist on January 29th and 30th, then Utah Valley at Burns Arena on February 12th and 13th. The men's basketball to keep an eye on is Game 1 at home against Weber State on November 28th, at Southern Utah University on December 17th, at Gonzaga on December 29th, the first conference game at Burns Arena against New Mexico State on January 8th and 9th, then at Utah Valley on February 12th and 13th. These games stick out the most for the competition and the opportunity for the Trailblazers to go head-to-head with.
Well, they certainly wanted Division I, and I think Gonzaga is going to give that to them.
Definitely. And the football season. It's shorter than it normally is, but I'm glad that at least they get to play.
Yeah, it's just to keep things safe for travel reasons probably. And Tarleton State twice and Kennesaw State, that's going to be pretty interesting to see how the football team fares with all the 6 teams that are going to play.
Before we end the show for this week, we are pleased to inform you that the Dixie Sun News at Noon staff won a Halloween costume contest. Last week, we dressed as Men in Black, and I entered our costumes in the group costume category. Take a look.
Okay, folks, we are on our way to go to get our swag bag for winning the costume contest by the Alumni House. And can I flip the camera? I can't, but here's Hannah, who's excited for the swag bag. So yeah, should be exciting. And let's go get it. Okay, we're here. We're heading to the Alumni House, and we're excited. You excited, Hannah? We're here. Let's get it. Woo! Yeah.
Thank you. You are very welcome. Congratulations.
Thank you. Have a great day. All right, we got the prize. It looks amazing. Thanks, DSU Alumni House.
We have all these amazing goodies from DSU Alumni House, and we want to just thank them for giving us the opportunity to put our costume in the contest.
Yeah, all those items are awesome. The black Hydroflex is really nice,
Yeah.
and for sure, I'll probably call dibs on that for sure.
Did you guys see those socks? I'm sure Steph, the producer, would love
Yeah.
to have those socks on.
And Sarah, that hat, that looks amazing
Yeah.
too. That's really nice design.
I think I need the stress ball for myself. So, and that's it for this week's of the Dixie Sun News at Noon.
We will see you here next week, same time, same place.
Have a great week, Trailblazers.